All right, joining us now to weigh in, talk radio host Larry O'Connor. You listen to Alexandria OcasioCortez. Should we add her to Mount Rushmore here, to like reserve a spot?
I think she's right up there with Lincoln and Roosevelt. Absolutely. It's listen, this is going to be a very interesting
high cotton
years.
for a freshman,
exactly.
freshman 3 days in.
Yeah. Well, listen, she's gotten all of the media coverage, and I think that there is a lot of energy for her and for her message in the Democrat caucus. She's raising money for them, by the way. They love that message, and they love putting her out. So, listen, more power to them.
Some Democrats that I've talked to privately have gone almost shaking their heads, saying, please, no more. Please, how can we get her off the airways? Because now every Democrat is having to answer for the most extreme among them.
Yeah. And by the way, this is sort of an inverse of what happened with Republicans as well, where we had a lot of Republicans who were very much against Barack Obama and wanted to move us in a very different direction that he was moving the country. And a lot of people thought that the mainstream Republicans were stuck with that messaging. So this is sort of two sides of the same coin.
You think about it, though, in terms of history rhyming, if not repeating itself. You know, you can argue the impeach Trump is a little bit similar to some of the calls about birtherism and other kinds of issues. What is the danger for Republicans here, and how do they block and tackle?
I don't think the Republicans are actually in danger with this message right now. Republicans, especially in the House, are in a pretty good position. They're very good when they're in the minority, I think. Actually, I think they're better as a minority party in the House because they've got something to work against. And they have Nancy Pelosi and other more extreme members. Maxine Waters has been calling for the impeachment of President Trump before he was even inaugurated. So if they're moving in that direction, I'm reluctant to give Democrats advice, but I would suggest...
But it's free right now,
exactly.
So listen up.
And you know they're not listening, so...
there are a lot who do, but go ahead.
You know, I will say the same thing I said to my friends on the right in 2012. Don't try to defeat Barack Obama with a birth certificate or with attacks on, that he's the second coming of Karl Marx and all of these things. No, focus on his policy, not on who he is as a person. The fact of the matter is, we just had one of the greatest jobs reports that we've had in decades. There's more manufacturing jobs right now in this country than we've seen since the mid-90s. The president is actually delivering on the economic message that Democrats said were impossible, that you need a magic wand for. Go after his policies if you can.
And somebody who's doing that, though, is Elizabeth Warren. And she's talking about this middle class warfare economic
in
message,
a way,
and it's resonating in a lot of ways. They wouldn't be doing this if they hadn't focus group.
In a way, but if you focus, and I did see the clip that you just played, she's talking about the strength of the minimum wage, right? Listen, Donald Trump did not promise middle America, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Iowa really strong minimum wage jobs. He promised them good-paying, blue-collar manufacturing jobs, and that's what he's delivering on. The American dream is not, I want to get that minimum wage job and then feed my family. That's artificial. Raising the minimum wage is not actually a way to grow the economy. It's an artificial way to give more money to the lower income people.
So following this to its logical conclusion, if 2016 rhymes with 2012 rhymes with 2020, if Democrats do go after President Trump on the policies rather than on impeachment and rather than on those issues, but goes after him on things like 70% taxes, is that a winning strategy for Democrats?
Listen, I think Donald Trump and the Republicans in general are in very good shape right now for 2020 because he is delivering on his promises and it's actually resonating in our economy with jobs and everything.
What if he doesn't get the wall?
Well, I think that he will get the wall, actually, and if he doesn't, there's certainly one person to blame for it, and that's Chuck Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate. So to come back to your question,
wouldn't it now be Nancy Pelosi to blame?
Well,
She's the one saying that she's not
we
giving
can
a
blame
dollar.
her as well, too, but they did have a bill sitting there, and Chuck Schumer didn't.
Okay.
That said, let me just say, I think that the best possible thing the Democrats can do is talk about policy, and frankly, that's the best thing for the American people. Don't talk about Vladimir Putin, don't talk about Russia, don't talk about misogyny. Talk about what actually matters to the American people, and we'll have a robust debate in 2020, and that's what we deserve.
I think it's already started, hasn't it?
I think it has. This is going to be a fun couple of years.
Yeah, it will be. Larry, good to see you.
Thanks, Leland. Good to talk to you.